Just think they invented gambling, Doyle.
And two huge all-in pots left Vanessa rebuying and Bill doubling up Viffer.
Didn't expect that.
I'm all in.
Didn't expect that.
That's what I said.
Call.
I love that one time, you know, just punish.
I'm all in.
Seriously?
You're all in. I'm not. I'll have change left.
I'm all in. Yeah, all my ladies is jacked. Got my boots and diamonds and I ain't holding back. I'm all in. Yeah, I'm going to kick it. Pocket rockets a ticket. If you got what it takes, you can play high stakes. I'm all in. These ladies ain't ladies unless they your ladies. Put your hand on the roster, that's what it takes. And if you got what it takes, you can play high stakes.
Welcome to High Stakes Poker, presented by PokerStars.net. I'm Norm MacDonald. Well, last week was one hell of a start to Season 7. We met a few businessmen who were not shy about putting chips in the pot. Billionaire Phil Ruffin won an almost $500,000 pot against pro Vanessa Selbst. And Bill Klein got his pocket aces cracked for over $400K when David Pete rivered a flush. And with Texas Dolly and the Magician also at the table, you never know what's going to happen next. Let's see what they've got in store for tonight.
I don't like putting in 200,000.
David Pete
Sometimes
and Phil Ruffin each up over 200,000.
170.
And Klein and Selbst have a lot of catching up to do.
After the hand's over. But we didn't get to see what he'd done with some other hands.
I'm pretty sure they know. After saying that.
Call.
Pete will limp in with 9-8 suited. Spandieri calls, and Croak and Ruffin are along.
4 plays to the flop.
And an action flop. Ruffin with the open-ended straight. Spandieri an open-ended straight. Pete has top pair and gutter ball for Croak. Ruffin opens the betting and Pete calls with top pair.
Call.
Antonio calls. And Croak comes along. Well, this is what a loose game looks like. A flush draw out there, and all the straight draws come along. And the ace gives Croak a flush draw now.
Check. Check.
Friendly turn, everybody checks. Disaster card for Ruffin. He hits the nut straight. But Mr. Silly Band has a silly backdoor flush. And Ruffin reaching for chips.
$50,000.
And a lot of chips. Again, he's going to make a big overbet. But he's going to get hurt this time. It looks like a $50,000 gift to Robert Croak.
Why so much?
I can't believe he's not snap calling him here.
Hard to get a 4.
He has no reason to believe Ruffin has a bigger flush.
This was a...
And Ruffin's unorthodox oversized bets are beginning to make people question the obvious.
If you pull 30 back, I'll call.
And there he asked for a discount.
Wow, such a huge overbet.
My mom.
I guess my hand is no good.
And he throws it away.
Straight.
Well, my hand was good.
And Ruffin shows him the straight to be nice to
The
him.
babiest of all babies.
You folded a flush?
Well, you bet 4 times the pot.
Yeah, I had a straight.
I absolutely did.
Did you really?
Yeah,
You had a straight?
I had a flush. A 4 high flush.
Oh, 4 high flush.
And Ruffin's thinking, good, I don't give
I gave you
discounts.
too much credit for betting 4 times the pot.
Big bets have been working out just fine for Ruffin so far. But I promise you, he keeps this up, he's going to get himself in trouble.
Wow.
400. You're the small blind.
I'm the small man. I fold.
Fold?
All it was a silly band shipment. Look at that.
Yeah, I know, but
Antonio taking advantage of his late position, raising.
Call?
And the two businessmen join him.
I guess it's okay to be wrong once in a while.
Okay, it's incredibly profitable.
Repost.
And top pair for Antonio and Croak.
Supposed to act checks.
Second pair for Klein. Antonio bets.
5,000.
Croak has the better kicker.
Call.
Call to 5,400.
And he'll call. Klein. Well, Klein's going to call.
Call. He goes to the turn.
Brick hits the turn.
Check.
Antonio still probably thinks he has the best hand. Maybe putting the others on second pair and
8.
a draw. And Croak thinking again. Again folds the best hand, but it was marginal. Antonio could have easily had the better kicker. Robert Croak getting robbed left and right. Welcome back to High Stakes Poker.
That was one of his.
Is that you tweeting on Twitter?
Sure.
Of course it's Doyle.
No, it's my assistant.
Well, I figured, I don't know.
I still don't know which is true and
tweets.
which is a joke.
I love the
I
Doyle
love the Doyle
tweets,
tweets,
you know?
too. That is good.
That's just awesome.
Selp stuck and finds a hand, so she'll raise it up.
Going to before you ever thought of it, Antonio.
Antonio comes along. And Klein with kings. Well, he's going to decide to trap these pros.
Oh, hello.
And Pete in with 7 high.
To the flop.
But he does put out some interesting facts, don't he, that guy?
Yeah, he's good, that guy.
And the trap works.
Checks it.
David
Bet is
Pete,
5,000.
the hapless victim in this one. And Klein, the check raise.
Total.
And look at those faces. Who's trapping who? I really like how Viffer's playing this. Rather than cold checking behind Klein, he tickled him with a small bet. And now just smooth calls the check raise.
Yeah, Eric.
He don't tweet much, but when he does, it's usually funny.
Yeah, he's got a good sense of humor.
How many will you follow, Barry?
Well, Klein's got to believe he's up against jacks.
My girlfriend said that.
Biffer just calls again.
No, my girl.
You should be working with me on projects. I could probably be a good resource.
The problem with following people, I get the stuff on my cell phone, and then, like, you keep getting things you think you gotta, I'm always on vibrate. I always think someone called me or...
And Klein fires a third barrel.
Oh, you can set it so your phone doesn't vibrate when you get a tweet.
And Viffer didn't expect that. He's not acting, he's
Twitter is just, if you're following, you get so much stuff.
he's definitely gonna call, but he did not expect that, and he's wondering now if perhaps he's up against a full house.
I don't want to ever be accused. Yeah.
What?
Kings.
Yeah, nice hand.
What didn't you want to be accused of?
Those big pairs may be no good.
No, I didn't want to raise him because it was going to
Oh,
charity.
being a nit.
Viffer explaining how charitable he is.
It was a net, but he,
No.
something totally different.
Oh, being a...
I didn't want to take money away from charity.
Well, right now,
What a
it's
guy.
actually better if it keeps going down. I mean, I would like you to
In
win.
the big picture, you're right.
I would like you to win.
However,
Trust
that's not the way the mentality is for me right now. You're
Yeah,
right.
nor for any of the people who you help. I'm sure they're rooting for you.
Yeah, that's true.
What charity is it? What's your number one choice?
I split it between two. Cystic fibrosis, it kills children. It's a hereditary disease. And I've been involved for 20 years, and since then, the life expectancy was low teens, and now they're into the 30s with all the
Really?
all the work
'Cause of
they've
your
been
help?
able to do. Yeah.
That's amazing.
And the other one's at the Shea Riding Center, the horse therapy.
This thing where they take kids with developmental problems.
And put them on horseback, and it's
Yeah.
amazing the success story.
It is amazing.
It's
the way
amazing the
animal-
success
I know, because
stories.
I've
Yeah.
looked into that stuff.
Yeah, it's an amazing
it's
success
just-
story.
When I grow up,
Robert Croak is speeding.
It's funny, when I grow up, I want to be me too.
Yeah, I think most people could respect what Bill does.
Raise.
And Klein not being charitable with that steam raise. That's what happens when your kings get cracked. Pete unlikely to call a raise and a re-raise with a small pair.
Oh, we done with this hand? I guess that was no good.
Guess
thought
it
we had that
was.
out.
Actually had me dominated.
Oh, look at this.
sickos.
We're back at the Bellagio with more high fountains. David Pete has steamrolled his way to a $319,000 profit. Viver's got the straddle on for 1,600. Barry raising it with King 10.
Call.
And Ruffin defending with King 6 suited. Viffer finds himself a legitimate hand on the straddle, decides to just call.
First action checks. Checks.
And they check to the razor, who makes a continuation bet. Viffer suspicious.
Heads up to the 10.
And not a good card for Viffer.
Checks. Checks.
Viffer bets only 2,000. And Barry raises it 10 times.
Right. 20,000 total.
I call.
Viffer takes no time at all in calling. He put Barry on a bluff, and he never took him off it. And he's finally convinced he's beat. He'll pay off the other 18. Antonio rushing back to the game. I wonder if he washed his hands. Most people believe that cash games in Vegas or anywhere else involve only professionals. But the truth is that these games are usually built around wealthy businessmen who like to challenge the pros.
How much you want to bet?
Well, how are you going to prove it?
And that's why most of the time big pots in high-stakes poker will develop between a pro and a businessman.
have $10,000.
Of course, that last hand between Viffer and Barry Greenstein doesn't happen that often. Usually, the experts reluctant to tangle with one another. So in this hand, the amateur limps, then the pro raises. Another pro calls, and an amateur calls.
3 players for the
Suited connectors for everybody. And a flush draw for the amateur.
check.
I'll check it. Straight draw for both pros. Doyle bets his double gutter. Crow calls.
There should be a way for you to take them.
Yeah, I think I could put behind it.
And David Pete doesn't want to chase the straight with two possible flush draws out there.
Heads up to the river.
Heads up to the river. Nothing materializing for Croak.
The hands.
But he has the best hand with 7 high. Doyle knows that Croak is capable of laying down big hands.
There's a hand.
But he only has 7 high, Doyle.
Nice hand, sir.
Thank you.
Can you imagine Doyle has been doing this over 50 years? And by that I mean cash games, well before the tournament craze started. He may be most famous for winning his 10 bracelets, but I bet he's won 100 times more money in the cash games over the years.
Call.
Klein limps with ace-jack. Pete raises with 6s.
2,500 total.
Doyle gets out of the way.
Call.
And Vanessa says, okay, boys, let's get even.
Call.
Ruffin calls with 2 9s.
Good luck.
And Klein comes in.
May somebody get punished. It's always better for the game.
Pick me, dealer, pick me.
First act. Checks.
Ruffin's still ahead with the 9s.
Checks.
Pete hoping nobody has a king. Vanessa thinking of maybe representing one. But decides against it.
Call.
Calls to 8,000.
And Ruffin's not going anyplace. Never believes Pete.
Ready.
And a bold move by Klein. I know Pete can't call.
This is 15,000 more.
We got a game, Barry. We got a game.
15 more.
15,000 more.
Wait, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
And Ruffin almost acts out of turn, which makes Pete's decision even easier. Ruffin signaled he was calling, and he calls.
Heads up to the turn.
Looks like Klein doesn't want to steal from the sheriff.
Checks.
Maybe he does. And an immediate fold by Ruffin. So credit to Klein for taking advantage of his tight image.
Nice answer.
Thanks.
King good.
Even fooled Antonio. Welcome back to High Stakes Poker.
32 is time to go. It's time? Well, it's approaching time. I gotta have kids, man, you know?
Barry Greenstein, raising with Queen Jack.
Is that a new kid?
And Klein defends with Ace 9. So we have pro versus businessman again.
Heads up to the
Businessman flops top pair and bets.
bet is 5,000.
Pro flops the second pair and calls.
Checks it.
Pro hits trips.
That is 10,000.
And businessman check calls. 10 on the river. I don't think that scares Barry.
Checks.
He's just thinking about how much to extract. And he decides on 28,000.
Call.
And he's right.
Jack's good, huh? Yep. Nice hand. Jack is good.
Barry Greenstein, ladies and gentlemen. Whee! Just wins the money.
Just wins the money.
Speaking of businessmen, one of the most successful in the history of Las Vegas, Benny Binion, is the subject of this week's PokerStars.net High Stakes Legend.
Benny Binion, a gambler and bootlegger from Dallas, Texas, came to Las Vegas in the 1940s and eventually opened up the Horseshoe Casino, home to the World Series of Poker for 35 years. But it was Binion's ability to bring in the high rollers by refusing to institute a house limit on betting and start up the high-stakes cash games that shaped Vegas forever. As journalist Howard Schwartz said, when you met Benny Binion, you felt you'd been part of history.
There is one player here at the table that was close to Benny Binion. I'm sure you can guess who that is. Vanessa Selbst. No, it was Doyle Brunson.
Thank you.
5 out of 13, 9-handed. That is sick.
Praise.
I lost in the poker.
25.
Klein with a big hand again. Raises this time.
Cool.
And Selbst calls. Croak comes in with Jack-8. And Selbst takes the lead.
But the thing is,
with the aces, bad news for Klein.
when you see
Here, Doyle, I'll give you this pack.
he-
This is the holiday pack.
Here's the funny thing about
$5, though.
about marketing. through
Klein
social
bets. Vanessa thinks what to do. She knows Croak isn't going to call. He's busy selling silly bands.
for virtual.
I'm sure he would have been quiet if he'd flopped a set.
No, I wouldn't either.
So, you know, I mean, it's like, hey, I've been paying for virtual flowers. I've been paying for virtual this.
Well,
I
we
actually
just-
get something tangible.
We're doing a deal right now. Are you familiar with Farmville?
Yeah, yeah.
It's the-
My daughter plays
It's
it. Yeah,
huge,
yeah,
obviously.
right.
Nothing changes
We're
on the
doing a deal right now
turn.
with Farmville, to where you can go to the Farmville site when you're playing, click to the Silly Band site.
Klein checks.
On the Silly Band site in real world cash. They give
And
you
Vanessa decides to take the fight to the river.
for them because that's
4
what
makes
virtual
the straight
cash.
possible. Of course, neither player has it.
Kids go crazy for these for the collectability and the tradability of them.
Right.
And, you know,
Before the end of the show, I'm sure Antonio's going to come up with like a great trick with these.
I just actually.
Now Vanessa knows she has the best hand.
My famous magician.
It's just a matter of how much she thinks she can get paid off. And we have a little magic show going on, as Vanessa thinks.
Can't do it.
Wow. And you guys want to play poker with this guy?
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Vanessa decides 7,000.
That was good.
Maybe the right amount. But no,
I got better ones.
Klein wisely gets away from it.
He makes great mounds of black chips disappear.
We made a deal before you got here that I was going to go on a little heater here shortly. So I'd appreciate it if you could assist in that a little bit.
We're back for more high stakes poker. Doyle Brunson starts the action with a raise, Queen Jack suited. And Antonio just flat calls with a pair of queens. Another pro-on-pro action. And the jack comes out, but the 3 spades are going to slow things down.
It's 41.
Betting a call. And now the queen comes, and that's going to cost Doyle some money. Top two against a set.
Why keep putting the one out there?
Only another spade may save Doyle.
It looks more analytical.
So I like doing on online.
Doyle checks.
You know, you can make the buttons to whatever percentage of the pot you want.
Exactly.
So you do like 70% of the pot or something, and you just click it instantaneously, and it's like
Some weird amount.
your bet
yeah,
is
right.
like 1,000.
Antonio makes an almost pot-sized bet, and Doyle doesn't like it. He knows he's now up against either a stone-cold bluff or a monster hand.
Risen should get credit for that, because I think he was the first one that really online did all the weird raise sizes.
And he sees the bad news.
Wow.
Top set against top two?
Couldn't a jack come on the river?
Bad luck, Antonio.
Oh,
Nice.
yeah, you're just running real bad.
Did you really want to ask for
Little
more
jack
than that?
ball. I'll take it.
Doyle is not amused.
It's hard to hit Doyle's money.
It's hard to get those ones.
Ruffin limps with king three of clubs. And Pete raises with nine deuce of clubs. And Ruffin calls. If the dealer puts three clubs on board, it's goodbye, Mr. Viffer. Nope.
5,000.
Just a pair of kings for Ruffin. And Viffer beats him into the pot with his monster. Obviously, he's got larceny in mind. Phil Ruffin shows no respect. Well, Viffer's plan seems to have backfired. But he's not willing to jump ship yet. 50,000, he's going to put Ruffin to the test.
What you got?
Tough call for Ruffin.
Call.
Guess not. Well, now this is getting interesting. What is David Pete going to do? There's 119,000 in the safe now. Queen of hearts. 3 hearts on board.
2.
So what's the right combination to open the safe? 30 to the right, 18 to the left. Or 100,000 in the middle.
What you got there? 50.
Does the rubber band play?
Does the silly band play?
How much you have there?
I want to say he can't call this, but he's proven me wrong before.
That'd be a good deal for you.
Call.
And there he goes.
You got it.
Well, look at the cards, Phil. You can stop counting any time now.
That'd be the 9. Kings. Kings.
Wow, what a call.
What a call.
Nice hand.
So you don't bluff Antonio, and you don't bluff people with more money than you.
Yeah.
So fun you did.
Let me introduce you to Phil Ruffin. He's the
Oh, geez.
owner or
You won
something
the
like
silly
that of
band
Treasure
too, so
Island.
you gonna put that around the other brick? I think the silly bands are doing better for him than they did you.
Yeah.
For sure.
Nice call, Phil.
Thank you.
Very nice call.
A classic mistake by a pro. You do not beat recreational players strategically. You beat them with fundamentals. You are looking at Bobby's room at the Bellagio, the Madison Square Garden of epic poker games. It's empty now, as all the big boys are in our suite. Phil Ruffin talked to Kara about that big call he made before the break.
I had kings, and he kept coming at me. And I thought the kings were pretty good. And then he went, I think, all in or something very close to it. Call. I made a good call. I called him. He had zip.
You got it.
Do you think that he was pushing you around, trying to, be a bit of a bully at the table?
Pretty hard to bully when I had all those chips. It's an easy call for me. I was sitting there for about 600,000 or something. So it was easy to do. Not a problem.
You didn't think that, there's a possibility he could have had, a better king or maybe an ace? Did any of that go through?
No, he could have had anything, but it was worth the call to do that. And, everybody at the table said it's a great call, so maybe it was. I don't know.
Nice call, Phil.
Thank you.
Very nice call.
Would you have made the same call against one of the other players if it had been someone else?
I'd have to think about it. I'd have to think about it a little bit.
One thing is for sure, after the call that Ruffin's made, everybody's going to holster their guns. Nobody is going to bluff Phil Ruffin. Not now, not ever.
Call.
Klein limps with ace-10, and Pete raises with pocket jacks. So they'll go heads up to the flop.
He's going to eat here at this table. One of us.
He's been doing it all day. He's smart.
See, I am prepared. I brought my food, though.
Right.
Oh, and another bad flop for Klein. He decides to proceed cautiously.
I was going to say the exact same thing.
Eating real healthy.
Queen of Heart gives him a double gutter. I think Bill Klein's just getting a little gun shy. If he was winning, I think he would have called there.
I know Phil wouldn't have laid that one down.
Would you have an 8?
I don't lay anything down.
I don't think it's deep.
Not that good.
Real good.
They're the fat ladies.
This is the only day you have a chance to get me because I'm not.
All right, let's look at the tail of the tape. And Ruffin has increased his stack size. He's now up over 340,000. And Klein's charity doing even better, 350,000 up.
I will tell you one thing, though. I bet you do sleep good tonight.
I got a hotel to run, guys.
I heard about that.
What's that club in there? Is it still open?
Yeah, we're leasing it out to the place out of Chin Chin out of L.A. You know Chin Chin?
So Vanessa raises with Queen-8 suited, and Croak calls with Ace-Jack.
It was an Asian restaurant called
Society, or the sushi place?
No, Treasure Island.
Yeah.
Klein comes in with Queen-10 suited and Pete with Jack-6 suited.
Steakhouse. Put my name on it.
Yeah, it was good. I've eaten there's good steak.
It's good stuff.
I love steak.
We used prime beef.
Yeah, it's good
Phil's
quality.
Steakhouse?
Yeah.
At Treasure Island?
Yeah.
Free appetizers? I'm in.
Croak in the lead with aces.
Can you make that happen?
All right.
Can't make it happen, no. You eat steaks, Doyle?
Yeah.
But Vanessa takes a shot at it, and Croak immediately calls.
Yeah, I will.
I'll comp you.
Okay.
Okay.
He's comping Doyle, but no free appetizers for Antonio.
No worries.
Yeah, and man, he's come by anytime.
That hurts a little bit.
Yeah, you can come by anytime. And I'll comp you,
Thank
too.
you.
I don't need a compliment.
Hey, you got a lot of money.
That's right.
It's not a matter of money, it's a matter of...
Subs hits the perfect card on the turn.
I appreciate it. I will take you up on that. I'll bring my dad. He loves steak.
Okay.
My dad and my little brother.
Okay.
They got good quality meat in there. I've eaten there.
Anybody got a queen?
I'll just tell the...
Yes, the lady in the two-seat.
you know, the owner said he's going to take care of it.
No,
Just
you
don't
have-
bring me a check.
You have to call
Let's
me
see how far that goes.
You have to call me in advance so I can set
All
it
right,
up.
I'll get your number before the end.
All right. Treasure Island. Send it, you know. I don't even know that.
Just dump off the rest of this money and he'll have your number.
Like Lyle said, he called Bobby. Said, you know, what's a good restaurant here in the REA? Bobby told him one of them, I forget which one. And he said, go ahead, go to dinner, I'll comp you. I'll pick up the check, he said, laughing. And Lyle said, okay, make it for 8.
Yeah.
That's 22,800.
Again, this is one of those hands where Croak is thinking that she is either bluffing or he's beat. Vanessa is not betting King Jack or Ace 10.
I call.
So he decides to call. Breaking up that beautiful bundle must be breaking his heart. Vanessa has to know that Croak has 2 pair or a set. And King pairs the board. I wonder what she's going to do. And Robert Croak hates that card. It nullifies his aces and jacks. Nice value bet.
The 32 too?
I don't see how she's going to get paid off. Though Ruffin might be a different story.
Got a big hand? You have a super good hand? So gross. God, I just feel like, why would you bet that river?
Because she's hoping you'll call.
I fold.
But you already figured that out.
Nice hand.
Nice lay down. So Vanessa gets a little bit of her losses back. And Croak falls into a deep depression. And welcome back to High Stakes Poker.
Oh, pair.
Sorry.
That's what, yeah.
I folded my 10 deuce because I was afraid it could be 10 deuce. I didn't want to take a shot. I had 10 deuce suited. I didn't want to play it if it was out of there.
Sorry.
Antonio raises under the gun with 8-7 suited.
I thought Barry was smarter than that.
Well, I guess now we know.
It just looks like the,
That's right.
the beer.
That's right.
The philosopher's beer.
You guys have all found me out. Total idiot.
All right.
All right.
And he gets 4 callers.
Good luck to me.
It's a loose call for,
luck, sir.
for the TV.
That's okay, I got faith in you. It's a good start.
Wow, a lot of potential on this flop. Antonio has a straight flush draw, and a 9 would make him a straight also. Viffer decides to jump barefoot into a cactus field. Now, Barry Greenstein has to raise here. He knows one of these boys has a draw. He does make it 30,000. Now Antonio. He must be wondering if somebody has a bigger heart draw. Barry could have an ace-10 of hearts. Really thinking this over. And a big raise by Antonio, 106,000. And this gets rid of the barefoot boy. Well, Barry's not calling here, and it's hard to imagine him folding with only two hands that can beat him. So that only leaves one option.
All in.
And that's the option.
Once or twice.
Antonio calls. We have the biggest pot of the season, just shy of $600,000.
Yeah.
Antonio just asked Barry if he wanted to run it twice, but Barry always runs it just once. And a heart hits the turn, which means Barry will have to pair the board, or it's a magical moment for Antonio.
They're gonna say that's me.
No pair. Abracadabra. 600,000 goes to Antonio.
Nice flop.
So Barry Greenstein, who's been making all the right moves, gets devastated by the Queen of Hearts.
There's 200.
Next time on High Stakes Poker,
Hello, fish cake.
a familiar face joins the felt.
It's a pretty big poker game.
If there wasn't a river, there'd be no fish.
A few good jokes cause a few big laughs.
I don't know what the hell you're talking about. Does anybody